Okay, I want to point something out here that we've been doing quite a few problems at this stage, and I think you're getting the knack of it. So really, I'm just going to talk through the key now. And the first thing I would do if I saw this thing, I would factor it. And to factor that denominator, you would factor out an x, and you'd be left off with x squared plus 3ax minus 4a squared. And then I would factor that. It's quadratic. I want to get these linear factors if I can. I'm going to say x and x. And then it looks like 1 and 4. All right, I'll put this over here. So a, 1a, and 4a. And I'm going to say plus, minus, but whatever, say I'm going to check it. That gives you x squared. 4ax minus 1ax is 3ax. And you do get minus 4a squared. So I'm going to say that if I were doing this, I'd split into three fractions. X, x minus a, x plus 4a. All right, then when I put it on top, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. The next thing I would do is multiply both sides by the LCD. All right, this is the LCD, or this. They're both the LCD. All right, now someone says, why do you use both? It's the same thing. So if you did that, I hope you realize you would get this on the left, and then on the right you would get a. The x would cancel off, and you're left the factor x minus a, x plus 4a. What do you get for the next term? Well, bx, and what would disappear? X minus a, so that looks pretty recent. Bx, x plus 4a. The last term, what would happen? You get a c, you get an x, the x plus 4a disappears, and you get an x minus a. All right, this is good news, by the way. I think I can figure it out now. So if someone says, what would you do? I'd pick values that I find easy. Now granted, I do write it down for you. I just want to quickly go through it for you. One of the easiest values I could pick, let me start to erase this over here because I'm pretty comfortable that we followed it to this line over here. All right, let me erase this over here, even erase my email address. I want to point out what we're doing now. I am just looking at this line over here. And all I want to do is determine what the big A is, what the big B is, and what the big C is. So someone says, how could you do that? There are many ways of doing it. I'm not saying there's one way to do something. You know, traditionally you'd multiply it out and equate coefficients, but I think that's too time consuming. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick values. And the value I want to pick first, which I find to be an easy value, I'm going to pick x to be 0. I find it to be very easy to do, and it's going to give me something. So on the left side, what would you get? You would just get minus 8a cubed. On the right side, the b and the c would disappear. And what would you get? I'll be very careful. You get a minus lowercase a, and then you would just get 5a. All right? Did I do that right? Oh, wait a second. I chose 0. I didn't get 5a. I made a mistake. If I chose x to be 0, and I apologize for making that mistake, by the way, it would just be 4a. By the way, I realize that lots of people make a mistake. You say, how did you make a mistake? The number would have been hard for me, all right? I'm thinking these things are going to work really nicely. They're written to work nicely. That's something nice about, traditional algebra. Things are written nicely. And what do you have here? You would get minus 4a squared. All right? Now what I'm going to do is divide both sides by the coefficient on the uppercase a. I'll be very careful to write this down, by the way. So the big A, well, let's see, what do you get over there? You just get 2a. When I say 2a, 2 lowercase a. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go up here, and I want to write that down for you. Now someone says, what do you mean you're going to write what down? I now know the term above the x. And what is it? It's 2a. I see that right here. I'm done with that. Now, so what are you going to do now? Well, I'm done with the 0. And I'm going to erase this over here. I'm done with this. I feel good about that. I want to try another easy value. And the value I'm going to choose is going to be x equals a. Now, some say why you're choosing that, because two of the terms will disappear on the right side. So let me put the right side down if I chose a. Well, the term with the a in it disappears because a minus a is 0, and the term with the c in it disappears because a minus a is 0. So what are we left off? And let's be real careful about this. It's going to be b, there's going to be a lowercase a, and then a plus 4a is 5a. If you want to clean that up, you could write down 5a squared times the uppercase b. You know what? I like the clean version of it. I'm going to erase this over here. Right, that's done. Now I got to do the other side, which it might be a challenge, but let's take a look at it. And what do you get there? You're going to get 5a times a squared, which is a cubed, minus 2a squared a, which is a cubed, minus 8a cubed. Well, I got to do that arithmetic. And what do you get? 5 minus 2, well, that's going to be 3. 3 minus 8 is minus 5. A cubed equals 5a squared b. What am I going to do? Divide both sides by the coefficient on the uppercase b, which is 5a squared. And what do you get over there? B would be equal to minus a. All right? So what am I going to do? Well, in the b, I'm going to put down the minus a. I want to show you where that is in the key, right over here. I got that covered. Now I got to get that c part. And so how are you going to do that? Again, I'm going to pick easy values. Let me erase this over here. Now let's see what we get. Let's pick an easy value. I don't know. I guess I kind of chose 0. I kind of chose a. I can pick another one, and it's got to be something. Like I can't do 0 again. That's not going to help me out. I can't choose a again, so I'm going to choose something. I'll choose minus a. All right. Let's see what you get. Let's just do the left side first. All right, because the right side might be more complicated. So let's see what you get. By the way, I want to put this out to you. The big A is always going to be 2a, and the b is always going to be minus a. I know that much. I'm going to do the left side, though, and I'm doing minus a. What are you going to get? 5a cubed. Then you're going to get plus 2a cubed minus 8a cubed. And that's if I chose the minus a. That's going to give you minus a cubed. All right, I'm going to erase this. I'm done with this. Here comes my problem. I got to plug it on the other side. And again, it's going to be tough. All right, now let me write this over here. Equals, whoops, I got to get my pen out. It equals a. Do I know what a is? Yeah, it's 2a. I'm not going to write that down anymore. So 2a. And I've chose minus a, right? So that's going to give you minus 2a. And then what are you going to get? You can get 3a. Well, I'm going to write the next term down. And do you know what b is? Yeah, it's minus a. Right? What's x? It's minus a. What's x plus 4a? Well, if x is minus a, I get 3a. All right, let's go to the last term. Plus c times minus a times minus 2a. Well, I got some work to do here, don't I? So minus a cubed. I'm going to do the first term. And what does that give you? Minus 4 minus 12 a cubed. What do you get in the second term? Plus 3a cubed. What do you get in the last term? Plus 2a squared c. Well, I got some work to do here, and I'll tell you what the work is going to be. Combining these two terms here, which would give me minus 9a cubed. Add 9a cubed to both sides, you would get 8a cubed. And what does that equal? 2a squared uppercase c. Divide both sides by 2a squared, you'll get 4a is equal to c. Now granted, doing a lot of work, prone to error, but I think I know what c is now. So let's go over here. I want to point out in the key where that is. It's right over here. We're done. All right, now someone says, oh, you didn't write everything down. I talked through the key. And this is a skill you want to start to acquire. What I mean by that, you're given a key. You want to start to make sense out of the keys that are given to you. No key can be complete. All right, what I mean by that, there's no amount of writing I could do to make this complete. But part of your learning curve is this, to realize what the steps are necessary to get these intermediate steps down over here. So I say a key is always worthwhile for the well-informed or the well-prepared. The well-prepared have no problem looking at a key and working forward in it. This is often a complaint a student has when they look at a textbook. They say there's not enough information in the textbook for them to understand the material. Paper and pencil. You're supposed to put a lot of information down to get these answers, all right? So thank you. I do appreciate your time.